Hey everyone, welcome back to Backfires and Burnouts. Been a while, but anyway, I've got good news. We have the dates for the 2024 BC Hot Rod Tour. So I know a lot of you have seen the video of the 2023 tour. We enjoyed it so much that we've decided to do it again. So if you go on Facebook, you can check out BC Hot Rod Tour 2024, and we've got all sorts of dates and stuff we're going to be doing. So if you can come on the trip, that's great. If not, and you live along the way and you want to come out and visit us when we're in your town up in the interior of BC, by all means, come out and say hi. We always love to talk to you. On that video of the BC Hot Rod Tour, I set my camera up, my phone actually, in the front of the car and film out and do a bunch of filming of the road trip. And a lot of people always ask me, "Oh, Cam, when are you going to put something here?" Because I just had a hole in the grill. And so as you can see now, I put a motometer here, and I had a 1930 grill on the wall, and it had a motometer on it, and I never really thought about it, and I thought, oh wow, I might as well put that on the car. Now, it's not functional because it goes to nowhere. My radiator fill-up is here, but normally these would have been in the radiator, and it was your radiator cap, and it was used to monitor the temperature of the vehicle. The Boyce MotoMeter Company started in 1912 in Long Island, New York, and back then vehicles were cooled using a thermosiphon cooling system, which was much lower pressure and lower boiling temperatures than we see in cars today. And so this was an easy way, a simple design for the driver to be able to sort of see what was going on with the temperature of the engine, thus sort of telling them if they were about to be in trouble. There was a little sight glass here, and basically the temperature gauge would go up, and if you saw the red in the little sight glass, it was time to pull over because your bearings are most likely cooked by then. Again, this is before we had oil pressure gauges and things like that to sort of tell us the health of the engine. At first, motometers were sort of an aftermarket piece for the car, and later automotive manufacturers started to offer them as standard equipment or optional later on. And then what they started to do was actually put their logos on the motometer. Other things that were added were things like the wings and other things that sort of were unique to the car. Certain manufacturers, you see a lot of these ones with the wings on, like the old Model A Fords. Also a bigger set of wings on the old Model Ts. And then, yeah, they had all sorts of different looks for other cars as they went on. Now, unfortunately, Boyce sort of became, the motometer sort of became obsolete in the 1930s when the on-dash temperature gauges started showing up, and these, were no longer needed. Now, as some of you know, I'm a bit of a collector of things, and recently I was approached by a friend. I was actually at his place buying another collection of things, and saw a case full of vintage motometers. And I said, hey, if you're ever going to sell those, let me know. And recently he reached out, and I was able to acquire a whole collection of motometers. So I'll just take you off the tripod here and show you what I got. So anywho, I was able to get 41 vintage motometers. See, this is what I was talking about. The Model T Fords had this big brass wings, but I've got some really neat ones here. Columbia Motors, we've got Hupmobile, Willys Knight, Mercer. We've got some really, there's Oakland, some really cool stuff. This one here is pretty rare. This is a Locomobile. This was the Junior 8 Locomobile. So that would have been, possibly standard issue or come as a aftermarket piece for that. So really neat. They came in 3 different sizes, the Boyce MotoMeters. So you've got the little guy, and then you've got the medium guy, and then the large. And just some really cool artwork on these things. These are all, you know, at least 100 years old. This one's got the swept wings. It's kind of cool. This one's got some really cool design and that. So just really neat, neat pieces. And I thought, man, I'd really like to have those in my collection. So also in the collection, I got a variety of vintage boxes. This was Snappy Cap, which is sort of another company that was producing the caps that they would go on. Here's a brand new one in the box. Some little literature, how to use and install your motometer. That's kind of cool. And then a bunch of you know, replacement rings and glass and other parts. I've also got some screws and some other cool stuff. So this is a Hudson Super 6 motometer, and I'll just show you the back here. It's kind of neat. I don't know if you can see this here, if it'll focus here. What do we see here? That's hard to read. But yeah, sudden rise in temperature indicates trouble. Stop and investigate. So yeah, if you were on this side of it driving and you saw the red get in that little round window, it was pretty much probably toast. So in the early years, drivers couldn't see at night. They couldn't see their motometers. And so, you know, you were literally driving in the dark. So in 1921, the Boyce MotoMeter Company came out with this product, which was a light. And there's a side view mirror, and basically this light would bolt onto the driver's side front windshield pillar, and inside there there's a magnifying glass, and there's a little dial on the bottom. Unfortunately, this one has a split in the glass, but there's a little dial on the bottom, and that dial you could use to turn that magnifying glass and shoot the beam of light onto your motometer, so you'd be able to see what your temperature was at night. The other neat option here is you could swivel this and allow light to go through to the back and have like a parking light. So this unit was $6 back in 1921, and for an extra $1, you could get the Boyce MotoMeter side view mirror. So that was quite a cool option. I guess this all would have been 6-volt stuff back in the day, but pretty rare. I can't find much about this online, but it's sort of a super cool piece. You can see there it says Boyce MotoMeter inside. Super rare. Would have been really neat back in the day to, you know, buy this piece for your $6 and pay your extra $1 for your side view mirror, and away you go. But yeah, so with the collection of motometers, now I'm just looking for a cool case to put them in here in the shop, and you know, just add to the fun, something else to look at and come over and see if you ever come by and visit the shop. So anyway, that's enough for me, and that is the Boyce MotoMeter. So if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I will try my best to answer them. As I say, there's a lot of really neat ones here. If you have an old motometer and you might want to get rid of it, I might be interested. You know, it'd be cool to add more to the collection. So anyway, tell me if you know anything or if I said anything wrong. Let me know in the comments. Have a good one. We'll see you on the next one, guys.